Hello everybody. So today is Veterans Day, which means I need to find a nice quiet place to work because the library is closed on this holiday. But because it is Veterans Day, master trespassers like Zach Alardo here can find nice quiet classrooms where nobody will disturb you. And these nice quiet classrooms also have some harsh, unflattering fluorescent lights, so I can make a video and record and not disturb anybody. The struggle continues. But today is a good day for recording. So let's get to the video. The 6Q Fixie, I use the term Fixie here because they use the term Fixie, has popped onto the scene in recent years and has quickly become one of the most popular beginner fixed gear bikes. It's easy to get from brick and mortar and online shops alike, its color options appeal to beginners, and at $230 shipped in the US, it seems like a pretty good buy. But exactly how good of a buy is the 6Q Fixie? A lot of you have asked in the comments, and I made like a lot of you have asked. So today we will answer that very question. Because I've never ridden a 6Q Fixie firsthand, all of the information that I'm presenting here is from my accumulated knowledge of bike stuff. I know what to look for in a bike on paper, and I know how that translates to ride quality and bang for your buck. Now let's take a look at the pros and cons of the 6Q Fixie and see if it's worth your money. First, let's take a look at the pros. If you're looking for a sweet, quote-unquote good-looking fixie, if you're into how this bike looks, that you'll lightly use at an affordable price, the 6Q will fit the bill. Probably the biggest pro for the 6Q Fixie is the price. At $230 shipped in the US, it's pretty hard to beat. The appeal this bike has with a lot of color options is similar to the competition at about half the price. And speaking of those color options, the deep dish colorful wheels appeal to beginners a whole lot. And that's exactly the aesthetic that catches the beginner's eye. Beginners like to look for color options and customizability in their first bike because that's one of the most appealing parts of getting a fixed gear bike. It like expresses who you are to the world. That you're like totes non-conformist and that you totes drink organza kale smoothies because it's like totes good for the environment. Do hipsters even still ride fixed gears anymore? For a lot of beginners, it's a good-looking bike at an affordable price, which makes it an appealing buy. On top of that, the 6Q Fixie is more available around the world compared to other higher quality fixed gear bikes around the same price. It's pretty easy to get from a bike shop or order it online. 6Q has done a pretty good job with their distribution and their advertising compared to the competition. And that top-of-the-mind awareness compared with the affordable price and the appearance that appeals to beginners makes it a pretty popular first choice for a fixed gear bike. Again, if you're looking for a quote-unquote good-looking bike at an affordable price that you'll use casually, the 6Q is a good choice. Now that we've talked about the pros, let's take a look at the cons of the 6Q Fixie. The 6Q Fixie has all of the marks of a bad beginner bike. And when I say quote-unquote bad beginner bike, I mean that there are better options out there for the price if you're looking for durability and ride quality. The downfall of the 6Q is the low quality parts that in some instances fail within a few months of regular use. These low quality parts add quite a bit of weight to the overall bike. In particular, the deep, colorful wheels play into the beginner's mindset of looking for a flashy bike. These wheels at 40mm deep add no functionality to the bike, but do add a whole lot of weight. This makes the bike a bigger pain at starts and makes riding uphill a bit more difficult. Along with that, the bike is made of straight gauge, high tensile steel. Straight gauge means that the tubing doesn't have any fancy butting that will make the bike lighter and sprightlier. I just make up all the words, don't I? Lighter and sprightlier to ride. High tensile steel is the cheapest steel to make a bike out of, which generally means that it's heavier than the higher quality steel like 4130 chromoly or Reynolds 520. Again, heavier means sluggish starts and harder to ride uphill. The 6Q Fixie also has some pretty low quality parts. Like most bikes in this price range, the parts are hit or miss. The lower quality parts means that they can be pretty inconsistent. You might get parts that will last you a few years, or you might get parts that will fail on you within a few months. Low quality parts means that you'll end up having to maintain your bike a lot more, including wheel chewings, bearing adjustments, and having to replace parts more often. The initial price of the bike is appealing, but in most cases will cost you more in the long run if you use it regularly, as the low quality parts need to be maintained and replaced more often. So is the 6Q Fixie worth it. It's clear who this bike is for and who it's not for. If you're on a tight budget and you want a Fixie to casually ride around town on, this bike might be a good buy for you. But if you want a bike to regularly commute on and run errands on, I would suggest buying a higher quality bike. If you live in the US, for $230, you can hop on over to bikesdirect.com and get a full chromoly frame set and a much lighter wheel set in the Dawes SST Steel and the Dawes Street Fighter. These two bikes cost the same as the 6-coup Fixie and will have more durable parts and be much lighter, and as a result, have a nicer ride quality. Saving up a bit more money and shooting for the $300 price range also opens up more options for higher quality fixed gears. The 6-coup Fixie is a fine bike for the price if you value the appearance of the bike over the performance of the bike. But if you want a higher quality bike for the same price that will hold up to more abuse, there are options out there. Again, I've never ridden a 6-coup firsthand, but I know what I'm talking about. With that said, I know that some of you out there like to hear from people with firsthand experience. So if you've personally ridden a 6-coup Fixie extensively, please do comment below and share with us your experiences with the bike. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch more fixed gear videos, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button so you can turn your travel time into party time. And if you're looking for another video to watch about beginner bikes, click the card above to watch how to spot bad beginner bikes. And with that, I will see you all in the next video.